Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Your honorable adjudicator, thank you for chairperson and all of the audience that watches this video. I want to say thank you for the time. My name is Erfan Maulana. I am the speaker from the affirmative team for today's motion. As for today's motion, this House would abolish primary and middle school that group children based on age and instead group them by competency and intelligence. The honorable adjudicator, in 2023, educational world has become more and more complex as it goes. New knowledge such as technology and old ones such as history have merged and become one advanced and harder to learn. Many students of primary and middle school fail to understand the materials. This is due to the variety of student comprehension level. Grouping them by age means grouping them despite their comprehension level and educational mastery. Your honorable adjudicator, allow me to define today's motion first. Primary school is a school that consists of 6th grade with students ranging from 7 years old to 13 years old. And middle school is the school that we attend right after graduating from primary school, consists of 3 grade and students ranging from 13 years old to 17 years old. While intelligence, according to Merriam-Webster, is an ability to learn or understand or to deal with a new or trying situation, or the ability to apply knowledge to manipulate one environment or to think abstractly measured by objective criteria such as a test. Your honorable adjudicator, allow me to deliver my arguments. Why we should really stop grouping children based on age is because their competency level is not ensured to be the same as the other student at the same age. Your honorable adjudicator, as an individual, we have a very different level of comprehension and intelligence. This also applies upon we receiving any education or material from the teacher. Now, why would this become a problem? Because on the grades, we should really fill the requirements in order to be in that grade itself. So when a student doesn't fulfill the requirements to be in that grade, that will be a very large problem. And this problem also become a big problem to the student itself because he would have a hard time to understand the materials. To ensure the level of comprehension level is equal with the required quality, we should really group them by competency and intelligence instead of age. Now, why does this become a problem is because, for example, a news reported by tribunews.com showed that in Pangandaran in 2023, 29 students of middle school is still struggling to read. Some of them choose to drop out of school due to shame. This is a problem because they have a hard time learning. They don't have the same comprehension level as their classmates who are at the same age with them, but they don't given any special lesson to cover it up. That if by hearing that they can't read yet or they are struggling to read, this have proven to not fulfilling the requirements of the grade itself, especially in middle school. This shows us that grouping students based by their age is not right or quite ineffective and has failed to fill the requirements of the grade itself and failed to help students to bring them to a brighter future. This problem then in the next years will become an even more problem and adds up even more to Indonesian educational quality problems. Not only that, grouping by age is seen as ineffective and unfair. Then because the variety of comprehension level and the materials given is equals. Why do I say equals? But I also say unfair. It's because if there's a student in middle or primary school that given the same exact material in the same level, but they have they don't have the same comprehension level with their classmate, this will become a problem because they will have a hard time to understand it while their friend will goes by as if it's just a wind passing. Reported by gppn.com, up to 447 students in middle school in 14 sub-districts in Cirebon is struggling with both reading and writing, while the rest of them doesn't have any problem with it. This already shows how unfair is it to group a class by their age. That is the problem of grouping by age, because would you have to think that the same student is in the same grade, in the same age, but different level of education or different level of comprehension level given the same material? Most of them will say okay, it will be okay, but some with the lower comprehension level will struggle to finish it. Now, I have been talking about how grouping by age is very bad. Now, why don't we talk about the benefit? By grouping students based on the competency and intelligence, teacher wouldn't be burdened by student who doesn't understand both the material or the lesson, and not be burdened by preparing a whole long time of syllabus that is prepared for every single student in the class. Teachers won't have to find the syllabus to be hard to make because they don't have to advance one step just because there's a lot of smart people in the class, or lower one stage due to the lot amount of student who doesn't understand the material yet. So teacher won't take a lot of time preparing syllabuses and focus more on the lesson, on giving the lessons. Now, talking about syllabus, why the syllabus become even bigger benefit is because by grouping by intelligence and competency will give a student comfort in learning, given that the syllabus it made specially for them for understanding, to practice, and any other things, thanks to the grouping. There will be no hard lesson for those who have hard time or struggle with their competency level, and there will be intermediate lesson for those with good competency. Now, to conclude all of my arguments, I will say that why should we start grouping them by age, or abolish primary school and middle school that group them by age and start grouping by intelligence competency is because first, to fulfill the requirements needed in a grade, and secondly, to make the lesson fair for everyone in the grade. And the benefits of it is to help teacher in finishing syllabus and giving an easier lesson to students, and students will receive easier lesson accordingly to their comprehension level. As for today's motion, I think today's motion should be sustained. I am Erfan Maulana, Hafidz, and I would say we will win today's motion. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.